Welcome to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Basics podcast, a lifestyle podcast with a magical twist. I'm your host, Katelyns May, and I'm a self-proclaimed Disney adult and childless millennial who is obsessed with Harry Potter, Florida sunshine, and all things basic. Here on the podcast, I chat weekly about everything Disney, Harry Potter, theme park news, and navigating my basic late 20s life. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to not back to season 4, but welcome to season 4 of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Basics podcast. So yeah, I'm very excited for this season, and Jonathan and I wanted to just do this episode just to kick off the season and kind of let you guys know what's gonna stay the same from season 3 that we really liked and thought really worked, and what are some new things that we're gonna implement for season 4. So let's start off with that. So one of the very first things that we are adding to season 4 this year is that at the beginning of every episode, we're gonna shout out a basic of the week. If you would like your name to be included in the randomizer, so you might be chosen for the shout out, all you have to do is either follow us on Instagram or leave us a rate and review, preferably both, but at least one or the other.
Do they get more chances if they do both? Do they get entered in the randomizer twice?
Ooh, that's a good idea. We should do that.
Let's probably do that.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why Jonathan's on the payroll. If you want more chances of your name to get pulled, do both. And another thing that you could do is subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Wow.
For a third entry.
3 chances to win.
Chances to win. So let's start off this episode by sharing the basic of the week with you guys. And this one's very special. I promise I do it randomly. I have an app on the iPad. It just so happens that our first ever basic of the week is Elena Belton.
Oh, wow.
I know. Such a good one. Elena and I have been best friends since we were little girls. We grew up down the road from each other. So Elena_K_Belton. That is our basic of the week. Elena, thank you so much. Elena, thank you so much for supporting the show and being our first ever basic of the week. So, yeah, what else are we adding to this season?
Well, we decided that just for sake of our sanity and trying to keep track with busy travel schedules and trying to shoot these and record these all in between, maybe the news segment being a part of the podcast itself wasn't the best place for that. So we're taking the Bibbidi Bobbidi broadcast and keeping that online. That'll be on the website. But in its place, we're bringing back a fan favorite. So those of you who are longtime listeners,
fan favorite.
We're reimagining our highs and lows of the week. So we're going to have our soarings and splashes, as well as a pin of the week, something that we are just obsessed with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is your soarings and splashes for this week?
Well, I've got a couple.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I have a funny, a joke one and a real one.
Okay.
My joke one is that last week I finished a really big project for work, and I was very excited about that. And then the splash, or the splash would be that I got an email from the client today and it's not done. Yeah. So that's upsetting and not super pumped about that. But my real one is that I baked bread today from the salt or flour, salt, yeast, water, whatever the name of the book is.
I don't know, whatever.
It's the 4 ingredients. But I made my first Dutch oven loaf style bread, and it is delicious, and I'm very pumped about that.
It was life-changing, actually.
It
was amazing.
And then bread. I guess my splash would be that I don't have a splash.
No, your splash was at the client.
Yeah, the client thing is kind of a real one. That's kind of upsetting.
That's pretty aggravating.
So that's what's happening over here.
Okay, so definitely my Soarin for the week is just the start of season 4. We've done 2 guest recordings already that I'm very excited about, and we're just getting the ball rolling. We've done all of the PR, like graphics, new cover art, things like that. So it's exciting to get the ball rolling for season 4. This is something that we've been looking forward to. And my splash would probably be that I've been going to the doctor a lot. I've been having some like weird health things. So, but hopefully this week we should have answers, and I'm looking forward to that. But this is your PSA to go to the doctor. So you don't have to do like 12 doctor's appointments back to back because you neglected going to the doctor for literal years. So
rip.
Rip. So pin of the week. What are you obsessed with?
Bread, really. Food in general, bread specifically. No, I have rekindled an obsession, which is Middle Earth, and have been really enjoying not only the new Rings of Power show, but rewatching some of the other Middle Earth content, and it has been a great little nostalgic trip.
Aww.
So that's been fun.
I think you should do like a whole Middle Earth episode, because we're all about like fantasy worlds and nostalgia, and I feel like it's your Disney.
That's fair.
Like, you're way more versed in it than I am. But I feel like a lot of our listeners would appreciate, because they're probably like super big Lord of the Rings fans too. We should do a Lord of the Rings episode.
All right. I think we have some call-in friends that might need to join on that one.
Wait, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Just like a panel.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings
Lord
panel.
Of the Rings panel.
My pin of the week, 2 things I couldn't decide. My AirPod Maxes. The hype is real.
Sure is.
I didn't think it was real, but the hype is real. And then Animal Crossing New Horizon. I sound like I've reverted back to
pandemic
2020, Katie, but I have been obsessed, mainly because I've been trying to cultivate a rock garden. And if you know anything about this game and rock gardens, you know that is a labor of love.
It's something.
And so that has been taxing. So another thing that I think is, it's kind of new, but it's kind of not, is that we're still keeping the podcast having like regular-ish guests on for the episodes. So like I said, we did record 2 guest episodes already. We've got 1 scheduled, and then a couple others in the tentative works. But another thing that is kind of new, but we're kind of bringing it back as well, is just having like more solo episodes, more Jonathan episodes. You guys really liked the final episode of season 3 that Jonathan was in, which is why he's in the first one. So it's kind of like pulling teeth to get him on the show.
Doing it for the fans.
But so he'll be here every now and then. But yeah.
I thought of another pin since the last time I was here.
Oh, what?
I got glasses and I can see now.
It did change his life, yes. I kept telling him, I think you need glasses. I think you have a problem with your eyesight. And he's like, it's fine. I can see. And I'm like,
Sure couldn't.
Yeah, sure couldn't. So that is something that we will be doing. So it's going to be less of like the formulaic. It is still very formulaic. Our episodes, I should say, are very similar to each other. But instead of just like getting to know that person, it's mainly going to be like get to know a little bit about that person, and then like discussing a certain topic. So some of them are questions that you have said like, hey, we would love to hear more about X, Y, and Z topics, or give us Disney tips, things like that. So You asked, we listened, and this is what we're going to give you in season 4. And honestly, I think in the rest of the seasons to come, season 3 was never meant to be the format of longevity.
Yeah. Or like the topic that we're going to beat a dead horse until.
Correct. Like it was mainly just for us to kind of, I don't want to say do an experiment because it's not like we like proved anything, but basically just like set out to discover what it is about Disney and Harry Potter and all of these like worlds that we've grown to love. Like what is it about them that can bring us together? And I think we did that really well. And so now we want to move on and just have a safe place for people to listen. And one of two things happen. Either you get advice or tips that are helpful to you in your everyday life or your Disney trip or your Universal trip, or it's just got like entertainment value for you. You know, it's
great new people for you to follow on Instagram.
Yeah, like you meet really cool people on Instagram, or find your favorite creator, or just have something to listen to when you're driving to work in the morning. So that I think is the vision that we both have for season 4 and honestly the rest of the show for however long it runs.
For sure.
Yeah. So because it's Jonathan and I wanted to do just a fun, easy listening episode. This technically goes up not on a Wednesday, but I wanted to launch the show on October 1st. I guess that's our new day now, is we launch new seasons on October 1st. So I think it's a Friday, October 1st. It's obviously not October 1st when we're recording this, but I'm pretty sure it's on a Friday. So on Wednesday, we'll have a new episode. It's a really, really good one. It's Nikki's episode.
I thought you had more to say. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I just didn't know if you weren't reacting because you didn't know who it was. But she had a great episode. Mm-hmm. Great episode. I'm very excited for you to hear it. And today, Jonathan and I are going to play the Newlywed game.
She said it was a fun, easy episode, but that's for you. Not fun for me. This is very stressful.
So I have been listening to a lot of podcasts lately that have been playing the Newlywed game with the co-hosts. So they aren't technically like married, but you know, like obviously in a personal relationship that you should know each other very well. So I thought it would be funny for me and John to play the Newlywed game. So we wrote down our answers.
This could end the podcast.
This could end the marriage.
Well, the podcast first and then the marriage by extension.
Okay. So how should we do this? Should like I read one and then you answer and then we like flop that way? Or should we both answer every question?
I thought we were both answering every question, like what we wrote.
Okay, so do you want to just like lead off with like you read and I'll answer first, then you, and then I'll read and you answer first, then me? Does that make sense?
It kind of does. We'll see if I can keep up.
Okay. Okay.
The question is, where did you go on your first date?
I said the aviary.
I also said the aviary, but technically it depends on if you consider, like what you consider the first date. Because we technically like went places together by ourselves before we were officially dating.
Yeah, but those weren't dates.
They were kind of dates.
No. They were friend dates.
She said, "What tea are you drinking?" And I told her and she ordered it and she pretended to love that tea so much that I was like, next time we go, we should get that tea again. And she's like, mm-hmm.
It tasted like grass.
She hated the tea. So that's kind of a date.
No. No, because we weren't like romantically involved at all.
All right. But we did agree the aviary was the first time.
The aviary is our first date.
When I came back, and that's actually where we went the night that we got engaged.
The aviary is a crepe restaurant. It's delicious.
The best.
And not here in Orlando.
No.
Okay. Who is the funniest?
I wrote myself.
I wrote me. I feel like we're funny in very different ways.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm funnier.
We'll see. They want me on the podcast, not you.
That was a low blow.
Look, I'm here to win.
Shots fired.
So,
Right.
Who is the tidiest?
I said we're both about the same.
We are similar. I put myself because
What?
mainly because of every time that I go into the bathroom, I can see like the outline of you in the clothes that you wore the previous day.
That's fine. You're gonna have your comeuppance down the road.
There's a lot of bad stuff about me in here. But that was one that I could say that
We are about the same, though.
we're pretty close. And we go through like phases. Like I also leave my clothes by my bed, but then I move them to the hamper like every couple of days. All I'm saying is I do
whole
clean.
episode, we just get into 3 questions. We fight
All
about it the
I'm
rest
saying
of the
is I
episode.
do keep my stuff relatively tidy overall, and so do you.
I was gonna say me too. Okay.
Just don't be coming for me. That's all.
What is their star sign?
3, 2, 1.
Gemini.
Gemini.
We are both Geminis.
Yep.
We were born in different years, but our birthday is 8 days apart. Gemini babies. I don't know why I sang it to the tune of This Is How We Do.
This is how we do. Now we're gonna get copyrighted.
Yeah, because we sound so much like the song.
Katelyn, what is my weirdest quirk? I don't know.
I didn't know what to say. I said, you don't like loud noises except if it comes from the Sonos.
I like movies that are loud because it's controlled loud. That actually is what I wrote for myself.
Really?
No, not the Sonos, but just that
The loud noise.
I'm very particular about very random things. So like that.
Oh,
like,
you are very particular.
it can't be anywhere else, but like specifically at home,
Mm-hmm.
I bought an expensive sound system to make loud noises, even though I'm like, I don't like loud noises.
Yeah.
But it's just like the most, even like the whole like over under toilet paper debate. Katie like doesn't care. She doesn't notice. She couldn't tell you which way they are ever.
Nope.
And it drives me insane. Like little things.
Which one do you want?
Over is the only way. It's
oh
a
my
whole
god, I
conversation.
feel bad now. Now I'm gonna like purposely do it on over because I feel like I'm not respecting your
There's a patent.
your like happy like safe place.
I don't know if it's real or not, but there's a patent picture that's floating around the internet of the original like toilet paper roll being patented, and it goes over. So that's the way it goes.
There you go.
Anyway, I put that as what you might say about me, and then for you, I wrote, just because it's a weird question, I didn't know. I just wrote your Louisiana vocabulary, just like
Oh.
the words and things that you say that are just.
That's a good one. I
like,
put I don't
different.
know, I'm OCD, I guess. Oh, the Louisiana I like that one better.
Yeah.
That one's cute. Okay. I think it's your turn to read.
No, that was. I'll just go.
Oh, is it my turn?
Who said I love you first?
I said I have no clue. Him ?
It was you because you said it before we were dating. For years. You said, John, I love you. When will you love me back? For years.
I guess
After dating, it might have been me, but that's only because you had said it for like 3 years.
I was thinking after dating. That was what I was thinking. I tried really hard to date Jonathan, okay?
Yeah.
He did not. He didn't want it. He did not want it. This next one is easy. Who is the best cook?
3, 2, 1.
John.
Not that you're a bad cook, and you make really good gumbo, but
Thank you.
it's not.
I can follow a recipe.
Yeah.
Like, I can follow directions. I just do not find joy in cooking. And you're way better at, like, improvising.
Mm-hmm. Who is likely to deal with a spider?
3, 2, 1.
Me.
John.
There was actually a wildly hilarious incident with a cockroach that I won't like dive too deep in today, but basically at 3 a.m, a massacre of a cockroach happened in our bathroom, and it was simultaneously the scariest and also funniest thing that has happened in my life all year.
Living in Florida is wild. It's a wild life here.
It was pretty awesome. Pretty wild. Okay, your turn.
Which Disney character are they most like?
I said Rapunzel.
Me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because you're really big at chasing your dreams. So, like, that's the sweet answer. But also, like...
That's the sweet answer. But the real answer is...
definitely the scene where she like first gets out of the tower.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like,
And
it's
she's
gonna
like,
be the
it's the best day ever. And then 5 seconds later, she's like, I'm an idiot. I need to go home. That is like a daily occurrence. It's like, we need to get out of the house and do things. And we're in the car and she's like, why are we going places? I'd rather be in my pajamas. Like, so I definitely, but the dreams and just like the way that she like connects with people and is very like bubbly and inspiring and fun and all the other things as well.
Is that why Punzi is your favorite princess? Because she reminds you of me?
No, I married you because you remind me of Punzi.
Okay, that's good.
Don't get it twisted.
Punzi came first. You are like Remy.
That's what I wrote. Well, I wrote Remy / Linguini because I'm Remy in Linguini's body.
You look like Linguini. You look like Linguini, but you are Remy.
For sure. I have often said to Katelyn, why are you eating garbage? That is...
I thought you were going to say a meal. For me.
No, it's a funny joke, but I don't think that's the one that most...
We joke all the time that John is Remy and I'm a meal. But, yeah, you love Paris. You love food. And you're a good cook.
Mm-hmm. And
you are a very big believer that, like, anyone can cook and food brings people together. And
For sure.
Yeah.
What is their worst habit?
Leaving their clothes on the floor! Specifically, it's not the floor that makes me upset. Because like you said, I leave mine on the floor too. It's the fact that you have the audacity to leave it on the floor.
In front of the hamper? Yeah. It's the same reason that I think that you would leave them in the bathroom. It's like... That's where I undress for the day.
Get raptured
and
in
usually,
the bathroom.
like, by the time I'm going to bed, I'm tired
and I'm not all there. You can't just toss it in the hamper?
It's a habit that has to be built.
You can toss it on the floor.
I don't toss it. I slide out. Just a little wriggle.
His side of the bed is literally from me to the nightstand.
Yeah, it is technically attached to the hamper.
And the clothes end up right here.
I'll be better. All right.
I don't understand.
What I wrote...
I was about to say, what was mine?
Because I did not want to answer the question.
Why? We've been married for a long time.
Yeah, but
you can be mean to me.
I couldn't think of anything that was like a habit, but I did write buying cucumbers and then not eating them and letting them rot in the fridge, and then I have to take them out.
Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure that there's a cucumber in the fridge right now that has gotten buried.
All right, this is the end of the episode.
That is my toxic
Thanks for
trait.
listening.
It is.
Yeah,
it's my toxic trait.
Yeah, if it was what is their toxic trait, I think it would have been an easier question. Worst habit?
I consistently buy cucumbers and they die. A lonely death. The lonely mountain. The lonely cucumber. Hello, Magical Basics. Have you been thinking about starting your own podcast, but you don't know where to begin? I completely understand, because when Bibbidi Bobbidi Basics first launched, I felt the exact same way. Honestly, thank goodness that I had Anchor to help me. So, if you've never heard of Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. I know what you're thinking. Katie, is it really that easy? Oh, it is. So let me tell you how. First, it's completely free. We love that. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And then Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's literally everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you so much to Anchor for sponsoring this portion of today's episode.
What is the thing that I am most likely to end up in jail for?
I said stealing from the Apple Store.
I wrote that you would say tax fraud.
I thought thought about it. I was like, he could have tax fraud. He's smart enough. That's a smart person crime. It is.
Yours, I wrote driving through Arkansas. Which is kind of a triggering topic.
Facts, actually.
Katie does not get through Arkansas without getting pulled over. It's going to catch up one of these days.
Pretty sure I had like 3 speeding tickets on my record in 1 year for that state. I like single-handedly paid for all of the construction that they did between Little Rock and Branson, Missouri. Okay. What is the thing that they are most likely to go viral for?
I just did not know, and I said a good TikTok ?
I love how I literally create content and you're like, I don't know what they go viral for.
No, like I thought it was a joke question, and I was like, she would go
Oh.
viral for making like good content. I don't know. Like I don't know what the
said,
answer is.
I said delicious recipes for you.
Oh, that's sweet. I wrote literally nothing from me. Because I would never go viral.
That's not true. You could have your own cooking show.
What are your favorite pizza toppings?
I
wrote it plural. I read it plural, even though the question is singular because it's not
we
just.
can say toppings.
Yeah, it's
That's
toppings.
fine because I wrote 2 for you.
Okay.
I put pepperoni and mushroom.
For you?
No, for you.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Is that what you had for you?
I just wrote pepperoni, but for you, I wrote pepperoni and red onions and mushrooms.
Not mushrooms.
You don't like mushrooms?
I would opt out of mushrooms.
This is
I would
why-
have pepperoni if it had to, well, before heartburn,
Yeah.
pepperoni and jalapeno and red onion. After heartburn, it would just be pepperoni and red onion.
Gotcha. I was trying to remember what we used to order back in the day, and I
No.
thought that we had added mushrooms.
You added mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's not that I dislike the mushrooms.
We're
I
learning
would
a lot
just
tonight.
not choose the mushrooms.
All right.
All right. Okay. What is their shoe size?
I said 9-ish because sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 9.5.
Oh, you are a way better spouse than I am. Are you a 10.5?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll wear an 11.
That was a whole guess. Like a shot in the dark guess.
Katie has never bought me shoes. Well,
I bought you those Converse
you bought
for
me
you.
the Converse, but
I
you
definitely
asked me.
just asked, like,
Yeah.
hey, what's your size? Like, do you like these? Let's order them.
This is a funny one. What is the first movie you saw together?
Okay. Like us romantically together, I think it was Star Wars. The episode 7 Star Wars. Because that's when I went and visited you in Montana.
We saw Crimson Peak before that when I visited you at school.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
I have no memory of that.
Do you remember seeing it?
I remember watching
It was
Crimson
weird.
Peak.
It was weird that we went and saw a horror film together. But
So I'm a
probably,
scaredy cat.
yeah. And then you were obsessed with it. But that would have
I
been
did
before.
like that film. I completely forgot about that.
But us together, just like in our friendship,
I put August Osage County.
I put Pitch Perfect, or not Pitch Perfect.
Spectacular Now.
No. Why did I write Pitch Perfect?
I don't know because I don't think we saw Pitch Perfect.
No,
together.
I just misremembered the name. Post Pending. It was the PP.
Do you want
Because
to take that one?
well, because Katie and I became friends in the spring semester, and I got roped into a movie that was like a rom-com.
Roped in. You were the love interest.
I was the love interest in a rom-com student film, and I asked Katie to be my date to the premiere. And I think that was the first actual movie we saw together,
That's
which is
actually
horrifically embarrassing. It was
pretty
it was all bad.
It was pretty bad.
Everything about it was bad.
fun.
But she still wanted to date me after, so who has the worst taste?
I was desperate.
Well,
What can I say? I forgot about that. We did see August Osage County together, though, right?
yeah,
With
but
that big group of
I think
people.
it was the next year though,
Oh, okay.
because I think it was the next year because we met after Oscar season, the first year, so it would have been the next year for Oscar season.
Gotcha. What is their favorite movie?
Your favorite movie?
Yeah.
Sing Street.
Yes. I feel like I don't have like one singular favorite. I have just like a group
Yeah,
of
it's
my
that,
favorites.
Blinded by the Lights up there.
Yes.
Shoot, Licorice Pizza.
Yes, licorice pizza is
That's a new
up there.
addition. What was your bump?
That's pretty iconic melody.
I'm sure it is. I can't
La
place.
La Land.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Perks Being Wallflower.
That's fair.
Those are like some of my top movies. But I put Sing Street because I feel like that's one that I will always be in the mood to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's mine?
Again.
A wild guess.
I
Shot in
am
the
a
dark.
terrible wife. I also didn't know the real name of this movie, but you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Weird Ramen Movie.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a good guess. It's Tampopo, and it is a fantastic film, and it is in my top 10, but it is not my number one.
Okay.
My number one has been consistent as long as you've known me. My number one and my number two have been consistent as long as you've known me. I'll give you a hint.
Yes, please.
Well, okay. Hint number one is I always said my favorite American film and my favorite foreign
Amelie.
film. Amelie for foreign. And then my second hint is
Stolen
that
Outside.
it's one of the ones that you just listed for the American.
Perks Being Wallflower.
Yep. Amelie's been my number one. Perks has been my number two, but they're so different and
Yeah,
very
they
much
are.
like French New Wave versus just like really
Just like
good
coming of age.
American.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep.
Well, I'm glad that Weird Ramen Movie is at least in your top 10.
It is a fantastic
How did I forget
film.
Amelie?
Yeah, that's a
I'm an idiot.
France.
I have a terrible memory.
All right.
Oh, it's your turn.
What would be your last meal? What would be my last meal?
I said a 5-course French dinner.
That's
5
not
course.
what I wrote.
5-course French dinner.
That's too filling.
Beef stroganoff.
No.
Have we ever eaten it before?
Yes. And I say often that this is, if I could only eat one thing for the rest of my life,
My
this is what
gumbo.
I would eat. Close. We've also
Crevette
talked about it.
etouffee.
Oh my God.
Meatballs too.
Ramen.
Oh,
it'd be
God.
ramen.
I'm a terrible person.
It'd be ramen for sure.
I'm a terrible
for you,
wife,
I
that's
wrote,
for sure.
I wrote the sushi.
Oh, that's good. Sushi for sure. I said Graham's gumbo and Papa's pecan pie.
That's fair. If you were going nostalgic.
I went very sentimental
yeah.
route.
Nostalgic, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, sushi though.
Sushi would be for sure.
Sushi, that would be the appetizer. Okay. Would you rather spend an evening in with me,
Yeah.
or a night out with me?
For both of us, I just wrote it depends on the night.
Oh, I put evening in always.
It really does, because like some days that's all that sounds good, and we're very glad for canceled plans. But other nights it's like I need to get out of the house.
Yeah,
and
we
go do
definitely. I mean,
something.
we work from home, and we live at home. So
when we were working not at home, it
when
was
we were
always
working,
an evening.
yes,
in.
when we were working standard office jobs.
Yeah.
Like in the office, we definitely would have chosen stay in all the time.
All right. What are you most likely to argue about? Probably my clothes by the hamper.
Is that what you put?
No, I wrote miscommunication.
Me too. I said
Yeah.
we misunderstanding each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that's always just like
Brains just work very differently.
our spats. Our brains do work differently, and I feel like the way that we word things is different than like what other people like what we would like. I word things very differently than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I feel like when you and I say something, the other one hears what they would have meant by saying it that way, and
It's reading between the
causes-
lines when there is no text between the lines.
yes, yeah, yep.
What's your favorite flavor of potato chips?
I think we have the same one.
Yeah, it's sea salt and vinegar.
Yes, that's what I put too.
I wrote it for both of us.
Okay, who has the worst handwriting?
3, 2, 1.
John.
Me. You can't tell from here, but like it's bad. It's real bad.
You can also tell my OCD because I color coded all of my answers.
I only color coded mine because I saw her color coding
Just
hers.
girly things. I've heard it from a lot of people, but I have surprisingly nice handwriting for a left-handed person. Apparently, like people with left hands, like who are left-handed, are always the one that usually has the worst
And I
penmanship.
have surprisingly terrible handwriting for just someone who's creative in general.
Actually, no. I feel like those who are creative, like
My handwriting would be nice if I was patient, but I just am in a hurry to get it written, so I don't take the time.
yeah.
If I'm careful, like I can have great handwriting.
Yeah.
I do sometimes.
All right. This is the question that I'm most excited for, I think. What celebrity couple are you most like? What'd you put?
I wrote Michael Scott and Toby from The Office.
They're not a celebrity couple.
They literally are.
No, they're not. That does not
It's a dumb question and I don't know the answer.
I put Amy Schumer and her husband.
Oh, that's fair. That's a real answer.
We are literally them.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay. Fair.
Think about it.
No, I understand.
I thought we were going to be on sync for that one.
We sure weren't, because I am not good at celebrities in general.
All right, your turn.
Just for context on that, we took a quiz once of who in The Office we were, and that's what we got.
We did get
and
Toby and
it
Michael
does
Scott.
describe our
They're
relationship,
not a
because
celebrity couple.
I ruin all the fun.
We're Pete and Kim. We wish.
All right. What is your partner's dream job? I wrote actor.
Yes. I wrote
I gave you 3 options.
3. Okay, well maybe I wrote down 2. So maybe I hit both of them or at least one. Wildlife photographer.
No, but I have said before that was a dream job.
The other one you're gonna I said independently wealthy.
That's valid. No, that's a real dream. I've always wanted to be a house husband.
Yeah,
Not even
like
with
I feel
kids,
like your
just
dream job is to like be born rich.
Yeah, just stay home and be wealthy. No, I
Okay,
didn't
chef.
think of that. I wrote something in politics.
Oh, I should have put that.
Like campaign manager, or something
put
along
that.
those lines. Or director of communication at an organization, like a nonprofit, has always been something I've worked towards. Or even like a teacher of something, like going back and getting a master's in
the teacher thing surprises me.
teaching. I've talked about that before. Like I like the classroom a lot, and I think that it's cool to be able to share with others.
Knowledge.
That's what I do every day with you. I just word vomit all the things that I think
do,
are interesting, and you're
actually.
like, please stop. So
I
get
don't
paid.
say please stop. I just zone out.
Yeah, you just don't listen. So it would be
try
cool
to listen
to do that, but I'm good with what I'm doing now currently.
All right. What is their most prized possession?
I don't know for you, so I just wrote iPhone because I think that it'd be hard for you to live without your phone.
I think my iPhone is my most prized possession.
It's me. I'm her most prized possession. She's like, not even close. What'd you write for you?
I put my family jewelry.
I mean, that's a real answer.
Yes, that's what we're supposed to be doing. And I put Teddy.
Oh. That's fair. That's a good one. I didn't think of those.
I went a similar route to you, though, and I said all of his Apple products.
That's fair. I wrote my fish tank.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. All right. How do they... I'm an idiot. When I was filling it out, I read, do they like coffee? And I put, obvi.
So the real question is, how do they like their coffee?
How do they like their coffee? So it says, how do they like their coffee? And I put, obvi. You drink it black.
For sure. For you, I said it depends on the season.
Facts.
If it's really cold, you will drink it hot.
Yes.
And you will put like creamer or something in it. Usually, though, it's iced.
Yes.
In the fall, it is always like a pumpkin cream cold brew. She's a hoe for the cold brew.
I love cold brew.
Other times, iced vanilla latte is kind of a move.
Iced vanilla latte is like a safe.
Yeah. Oat milk most of the time.
Yes, please.
Unless that's not available, in which case almond is usually a
Yep.
safe second.
Yep.
She does not like soy.
Don't. Hurts my tummy.
Yeah.
It's not good for it.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, it's like we know each other.
I did one thing right.
Who is the better driver? 3, 2, 1. John.
So I said it depends, because
Okay.
I think that, like, if we're talking about amount of tickets, it's me.
I just drive fast.
And just like being meticulous about like following instructions is definitely me. Like very much afraid of authority.
How you turn into the inner lane and I'm just like,
yeah.
what?
But I'm not good at reading a GPS and I have terrible depth perceptions.
You're terrible at reading a GPS.
Tends to get me like making dumb mistakes on road trips. So I'm not necessarily a better driver, but I drive more because Katie does not like to drive.
I hate driving. What is their dream car?
For Katie, it is no car.
Yep, I wrote none. My dream car is living in a city that has a metro system.
Yeah, that's fair.
For you, I put fancy Tesla because I don't know what the model is.
Yeah, I mean any Tesla for sure. Right now,
But you want the like sport one, right?
Well, here's the thing. Realistically, if I could like get to this level in the next few years, I want the X, which is just a bigger car. It's got the doors that slide straight up and whatever. But like the dream Tesla car is the one that they've not launched yet.
It's your dream car.
Well, it's not out yet. It's not
the realistic answer.
It's not real.
Oh, well,
like they've been like someday we'll release it.
We'll do that.
But it's the Roadster and it's their convertible, and that is dream midlife crisis car.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Your turn. I think I've read the last like 3.
Who has the most X's?
3, 2, 1. Me.
Katie. John didn't really date.
No. What celebrity would they want to be stuck with on a deserted island?
Robert Pattinson. Was I close?
I said Walt Disney.
Oh, we went different directions.
But I like your answer way better.
Also, I wrote it R-Pats.
Oh, with the Z?
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. I put Steve Jobs / Elon Musk.
No, I think they get really annoying really fast.
I took this in the direction of like, that question's like, if you could have dinner with a person alive or dead.
Like, if you're going to be stuck for a long time with somebody, like, who would be a good time?
Oh, Khloe Kardashian.
Thank you. You got it right.
Our 2 supreme celebrity crushes.
Yeah. What was the name of your first pet? Okay. I know this is not the name of your first pet, but it's in the ballpark in my head, and I might be completely off base.
Okay.
But I wrote Bruce.
You're kind of close. It's like a white male
Boris,
name. No.
Bradley.
I had a cat named Belle.
Belle. Was that your first one? I thought you had a dog before the cat.
We had okay, so I technically just put my first horse.
Oh.
Which his name was Mike.
Oh.
But the only reason why I did that was because that was the first animal that I had to take care of.
Gotcha.
We did have dogs before that, but they were always like mutts that we would get for free, and then they'd get hit on the highway that we lived near 5 seconds later. And Belle was just a free spirit. He just stayed by our house because we fed him and would pet him all the time. So
gotcha.
I feel like the first pet that I had that I had to be the one to take care of completely was my horse.
Well, I was definitely thinking of Belle because I was looking for that bee name.
Belle, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was close.
Okay. I put hamster that your mom threw out the window.
Did happen, was not my first pet.
Oh, and I didn't know its name.
Yeah. I don't even remember its name. It was a very small blip in the radar.
Did you even have pets?
A bajillion. Yeah. My first pet was a cat named Clover when I was 2 years old, and it's the one that got loose.
Even married to you?
It's the one that escaped into the woods, and then a mountain lion or some animal got to its leg, and it showed back up on our porch, and it was missing a leg. Yeah. That's
traumatizing.
Sure is. My fear of death comes from a very young age. No, so that was my first. Clover was my first one. But I had a whole lot of pets after that as well.
Good to know.
Just not usually in the dog and cat variety.
Yeah, farm animals.
It was more, well, even turtles and lizards and fish, and I had all that stuff. Gotcha. I had a guinea pig for a while. Yeah, big chunky one.
Did he have little cow legs?
Mm-hmm. Who would win in a game of Monopoly?
3, 2, 1.
Me.
John.
It's mainly because she has no patience.
I hate...
And she's not really into the strategy games.
I hate strategy games. I think Monopoly is boring. It's way too long, and I'm bad at money.
Yeah. What is your biggest fear? The answer may surprise you.
Okay, you just said you're scared of dying, but I put snakes for you.
So, physical fear, snakes is definitely number one. I put failure as like the existential fear because that's pretty much the root of all my trauma.
I only have existential fear, and mine is of...
I did not put a real answer for this one because I thought of a funny one instead.
What?
I said your biggest fear is when you're in a room by yourself and I walk in. Because she jumps like we don't live together. She's like, ha! Every time.
John,
and I'm like, I was literally in this room for like 2 minutes. I left and I came back in and you act like a murderer is at the house.
Walks so soft. And we have carpet in our house. And so you definitely can't hear him coming. And he always just pops out of nowhere. And I'm like, ah! And I concentrate.
I walk into a room, pop out of nowhere.
I concentrate super hard to begin with. So if I'm like really focused on the task.
It's gotten to the point that I've started banging down the hallway. Like I run into doors and like smack on things.
It's quite helpful.
So she can hear me coming. Anyway. What did you actually write?
My real fear is dying.
Oh,
I'm scared of death.
That's valid.
And what comes after?
What is my favorite flavor of ice cream?
I put rainbow sherbet.
Why?
Because you always get it when we go eat ice cream.
I literally don't.
You literally do.
I think I got
because it's usually the non-dairy offering.
I think the last time that we got ice cream somewhere, I got something that had more than one color in Key West, but it was not rainbow sherbet.
I love how you go. Why?
No.
Okay, wait. Butter pecan.
No.
Mint chocolate chip.
You're not gonna guess. It used to be mint chocolate chip when I was growing up, but lately
cookies and cream.
Lately,
cookie dough.
The only ice cream that I eat is the chocolate hold the cones from Trader Joe's, and those are a vibe.
Oh, I should have thought of that.
For you, I wrote cookie two-step or tonight dough.
Cookie two-step and tonight dough. Those are my two favorites.
Yeah. See, you can tell from these questions I'm a good husband in some ways. I know some things.
Well, you can tell from these questions that I am a very bad partner.
But she washes the clothes that are by my
Sure
bed
do.
without...
Sure do. If they were on... If they were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who would their phone a friend be?
I was like, I don't know.
Mine? Okay, I obviously have never been on the show, so I don't know how it works. I don't know if you can put, like, a name and number ahead of time. But if it had to be, I feel like almost a better question would be, who would their first, only phone call would be if they got arrested?
Mm.
And if that's the case, it's either my mom, myself, or my old landline, because those are the only 3 numbers I have memorized.
No, I think it's very much like you're supposed to give your
you
phone
give
a
them
friend,
ahead of time.
and then if you get stuck on a question, you're like, I'm gonna phone my friend. I think is the way the game works, and that's why I was like, it depends on the question. Like, I don't trust most people. It's a whole thing.
I put he wouldn't need to.
Wow.
Because I feel like you're super smart, one, and you're really knowledgeable in random things.
Yeah, but not usually in useful ways.
I don't know. I feel like that show is the perfect place to be knowledgeable in random things.
That's fair. What's the best present I ever gave you?
I said letting us move to Orlando.
That's a good one. I did this emoji for what I gave you because I did not know what.
Oh, yeah. I just answered for what I thought.
I said.
Should be good. This is a wild card.
I said my Zelda book. I'll show the viewers. You should.
Again, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing out. I basically bought I thought it was just a nice coffee table book of Breath of Wild. But when we got it, I ended up giving him a better gift than I thought I was, because it's basically an instruction manual to beat the whole game. Like anything and everything you could do or needed to do tells you how to do all of the things.
Yeah, it was a pretty great gift. Also, like big gifts, the Switch that you bought me that is pretty awesome. That I play the Zelda on. That I used
I thought
to
you
look
were
for.
going to say the Switch, but the Zelda book. You
Yeah.
were the most excited about that one for sure.
For sure.
They win the lottery. How are they spending it?
Travel and Disney.
Actually, facts. Yeah.
Me?
Maybe like a designer bag
That's fair.
mixed in there. I put Apple, Tesla, savings, and stocks.
That's pretty wild. I wrote travel and debt. Gotta pay off some credit cards, you know what I'm saying?
Saving
You know what
and
I'm saying?
stocks,
Yeah.
debt,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of all goes hand in hand.
What is my hidden talent?
Okay, I'm a dummy. I put cooking.
That's what I wrote for me.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't know.
Because I feel like it's not very hidden to like me or
No.
like people in our family, but I feel like when people are first meeting you, they're very surprised when they find out that you are a good cook and that like you grew up in a restaurant and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because I come off as like a major nerd.
You come off as like very techie.
Yeah.
And I also think it's your hidden talent too, because I feel like some people who might think that you're good at cooking don't really realize that you're good at like looking at an empty fridge and making like a super delicious meal. Like you have that like natural talent of being able to just like know what flavors will complement each other well and like building like original dishes off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I put for you.
For you, I put making me leave the house.
So I have no talent.
No, you have a lot, but they're very obvious. I don't know about a hidden talent. You're
Making
very
me
talented
leave
in a
the
lot of
house.
ways, but it is talent to get me out of the house and to like meet people and out of my comfort zone.
That
and
is true. It is definitely me being the extrovert, like pushing you to like meet people and hang out with new people.
But I feel like
and
that extends to other people. Like you're good at helping people like connect or like, get out of their comfort zone and do new things.
Oh, that's so nice.
That was the bigger like thought there.
Thanks.
Either that or you have no talent. I don't know.
Talentless. Call me Scott Disick.
Oh no. What is my dream vacation?
I put Alaska? Question mark.
I do want to go there, but I put that ours are the same right now in
Asia?
in the order of this.
Italy and Asia?
Asia is a dream. Middle East in general
Middle East
is
for
a dream.
sure.
And then just like Europe as a whole is a dream.
Yeah, you're not far off. I said full summer in Europe.
That's fair.
And basically just like my dream vacation would be to go for a long time and like go everywhere that I could.
Yeah.
Like see as much and do as much as I could.
That's not like one specific thing.
Yeah, not one specific destination. All right, last question of the Newlywed Game. If money were no object, where would they choose to live?
You would probably live in like Ireland or just the UK in general somewhere.
Yes, I put England or Ireland. And you would live in Paris.
For sure.
Yep. All right, so last thing that we're going to talk about. What?
Because I know what the question is.
Oh.
All right.
I feel like we should have kept score. I feel like you won the Newlywed Game. I feel like you know
I won
me
where
better.
it mattered. I'm just kidding.
What does that mean?
There's no winning in that game.
So one last thing that we really wanted to add for season 4 was just incorporating more like of the basic aspect of our title and theme of our show. So we were trying to put more like pop culture questions, just like topics a little bit more than just Disney and Harry Potter. And so I thought something that would be super fun, kind of along the same lines of favorite of the week, because when we were doing favorites of the week previously, I found some of my like all-time favorite products, shows, food, things like that. And so I thought it would be fun to end the episode with talking about what we're currently reading / watching, or both. So let's end off the show with, what are you currently reading / watching?
This is why I laughed.
Do you want me to answer first? Because I feel like yours is going to be way more smarty than mine is.
You can do whatever you want.
What should we end on?
I'll blow through it. It'll be real fast.
Okay.
I am currently reading a book called The Age of Surveillance Capitalism.
Wait, no, we should say what I'm currently watching, and then what I'm currently, like, you're currently reading, what I'm, so they can see how very different.
So the parallel is, well, the quick synopsis is just that obviously there is a lot of internet companies that are definitely making money off of tracking our behaviors, which we've known about, but the bigger concept of the book is that it's a completely new breed of capitalism where surveillance has become the commodity that's being bought and traded, which is really interesting, and kind of the potential overreach of power of these young startup companies and how we're kind of still in the wild west of the internet. So very much like a big wild read that is not a basic read, I think. And
yeah, no,
I don't have a basic read for us this week.
I am currently reading Star Wars. No, I've recently started to, I reached my read goal for this year. I have actually exceeded it. My goal was to read 12 books this year. I wanted to read at least one book a month. I thought that was a realistic goal that I could succeed at. And I currently have read 16 books.
Amazing.
About to finish 17.
I've started that many.
I'm currently reading, well, what has helped a lot is getting Audible. So I'm about to finish my 17th book, will be The Skinny Confidentials, Get the F Out of the Sun, which is basically just like a big skincare manual. She like goes through her own routine and recommendations, and then interviews like a bunch of like dermatologists, plastic surgeons, like experts in the skincare field. So I've been listening to that on Audible. Love that. And then I've been reading Star Wars. Those are like the novels that I've been consuming lately. I'm trying to do it in order. I know that's pretty much an impossible task, but I'm trying to do it as best as I can in order. And so I'm 3 books in. I'm reading, why can't I ever remember this one?
I don't know.
The Rising Storm is the 3rd one that I'm reading. So it's the High Republic section, if you are versed in the Star Wars literature realm. So, what are you currently watching?
So we're watching some of the same shows together.
Yes.
So we talked about Rings of Power.
Yep.
And then House of Dragons, which is fantastic, and that's been fun. Mm-hmm. But in my like personal movie watching time, I have been on a just films that Bill Murray was in kick.
That's a random.
He's been in a lot of films from some directors that I've been really into, like
I see.
Sofia Coppola. So been watching some Bill Murray.
I put Golden Girls. We've been watching the Golden Girls together. John had never seen it before. And I've been trying to diminish what I watch. Like, I've been trying to not watch as much, honestly, and just try and, like, do reading. And so I feel like I'm not watching a show necessarily on my own right now. But if you're watching something that you're doing individually and I don't feel like reading, I'll just watch YouTube videos.
So Katie has her reading list for the year. I have my film goals for the year. I didn't actually have a goal, but I'm at 167 films for the year.
For just the year?
For just the year.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
So that's what I've been up to.
I love that for you.
Katie was gone a lot this summer.
I was at work. So that is it for episode 1 of season 4. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I need more tea.
Yes. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're very excited for season 4. I know that we are. Our episodes that we've recorded already, I think, are really good. Like, I'm really vibing with kind of the skeleton of each show that we've put together. So I think that you guys will enjoy it too. So be sure to subscribe, stick around. Well, did we tell them that we're keeping the lightning round?
No.
We're keeping the lightning round. We just
Should
didn't.
that just be the end of the episode?
Yeah. We just didn't do that. We just didn't do it this episode. I should have done it for you.
Oh, well. Too late now.
No, you want to do it?
No,
really quick?
it's over.
Let's do it.
It'll be on the next one. It's fine. It'll be on the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's coming back. You heard it here first. There's going to be a next one. All right. Really, though, thank you so much for listening. We love you so much. And see you on Wednesday for our new episode. Well, that's it for today's episode, Magical Basics. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give us a follow and let us know what you thought of it. All of our links are in the show notes and description box down below. If you liked today's episode, please give us a rate and review, and don't forget to include your Instagram handle to be featured as our basic of the week. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We upload new episodes on Wednesdays and other videos on More Magic Mondays. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. So until then, Basics, stay magical.